Ever wondered if debt could actually be your secret weapon for building wealth? Well, you're in the right place because today we're unlocking the mystery behind how to use debt to create wealth. Robert Kiyosaki's advice. We won't waste your time. Let's dive straight into the nitty-gritty of Kiyosaki's strategies. Wondering how to distinguish good debt from bad debt? Curious about leveraging other people's money for your financial gain? Stick around. By the end, you'll be equipped with insights on strategic debt repayment, navigating economic cycles, and avoiding common pitfalls. But here's the deal. We want you in on the conversation. Hit that subscribe button, join our community, and share your thoughts below. Ready to master the art of turning debt into wealth? Let's get started by understanding good debt versus bad debt, a realm where financial decisions can make or break your money game, according to the teachings of the one and only Robert Kiyosaki. Imagine good debt as your trusty sidekick, like a superhero that helps you build wealth. On the flip side, bad debt is more like that sneaky villain trying to rob you blind. Let me break it down further. Good debt, according to Kiyosaki, is like taking out a loan for something that has the potential to make you money. Let's talk about the real deal, a famous person who aced this game, Elon Musk. Yep, the SpaceX and Tesla guy. Musk used good debt strategically to fund his ventures. When he started Tesla, he took out loans and invested his own money. It was a bit risky, but look where he is now, driving electric cars into space. That's the power of good debt in action. Now, bad debt is the stuff you want to avoid like the plague. Picture this, buying things that lose value over time, like that flashy sports car that depreciates the moment you drive it off the lot. It might feel cool, but it's not doing your wallet any favors. Bad debt is the high-interest credit cards, payday loans, and any debt that doesn't put money back in your pocket. Let's get real about bad debt. It's like a weight dragging you down. Remember MC Hammer, the "you can't touch this" guy? Well, he touched bad debt. He went from selling millions of albums to bankruptcy because he couldn't manage his spending. Fancy cars, a mansion, all on credit. That's a classic example of bad debt putting the squeeze on someone's finances. Good debt, on the other hand, can be a smart move. Take a mortgage, for instance. You're investing in a home, and over time, it could appreciate in value. Plus, you're not just throwing money away on rent. It's like planting seeds that grow into a money tree, your own home sweet home. In summary, good debt is like a tool to build your financial empire, while bad debt is more of a financial boomerang. It comes back to hit you. So, when you're thinking about taking on debt, ask yourself, is it an investment that could potentially make me money? Or is it just another way to spend money I don't have? Choose wisely, and you'll be on the path to financial success. Now let's move to the next method, how to use debt to create wealth. That is, leveraging assets with other people's money, OPM. Imagine you're on a quest for buried treasure, and you need a shovel to start digging. Now, what if your friend offers you their shovel? You didn't have to buy it, you just promised them a share of the treasure you found. That's a bit like using other people's money, OPM. It's like having a financial buddy who chips in and you both share the rewards. Meet Sarah, our imaginary character. Sarah has this brilliant idea for a bakery, but doesn't have all the dough, pun intended, to get started. Instead of taking a loan from the bank or using all her savings, she turns to her friend Alex. He believes in Sarah's bakery dream and agrees to invest some money in exchange for a slice of the profits, just like our treasure hunting analogy. Now, Sarah can use Alex's money to buy the necessary equipment, hire staff, and launch her bakery. If the bakery becomes a hit, both Sarah and Alex benefit. If it doesn't, well, at least Sarah didn't risk all her own money. But let's be real, there's always a flip side. Using OPM comes with risks, much like sharing a bike ride with a friend. If your friend isn't a responsible rider, you might end up crashing. Similarly, if the business venture doesn't pan out as expected, both parties may face financial bumps. It's crucial to have clear agreements up front, just like setting ground rules before hopping on that bike. Negotiating favorable terms in OPM is like bartering at a flea market. Sarah and Alex need to agree on how much of the bakery's success Alex gets to enjoy for the money he invested. It's a win-win situation when both parties feel they got a fair deal, just like striking a good bargain. Remember, it's not about avoiding risks altogether, it's about managing them. Sarah needs to make sure her bakery idea is solid, just like you'd check your friend's bike riding skills before sharing a ride. So to sum it up, leveraging assets with other people's money is like embarking on a treasure hunt with a friend's shovel. It's a shared adventure with risks and rewards divided up based on the agreed terms. Just like riding a bike with a friend, it's about navigating together, setting clear rules, and making sure everyone enjoys the journey. So as you explore the possibilities of OPM, remember, it's not just about finding the treasure, it's about sharing the joy of the hunt. All right, buckle up, because now we're diving into Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, and trust me, this is where things get interesting. Imagine it as a roadmap, a GPS for your financial journey, and Kiyosaki has given us the keys. So what is this quadrant all about? Well, let me break it down without getting too technical. We've got 4 zones in this quadrant: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Now, you might be wondering, how does this relate to using debt to create wealth? It's like this. Each zone represents a different mindset towards money and work. First up, we've got the employee zone. This is where most of us start, working for someone else. It's like being on a fixed salary treadmill. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a safe start, but if we want to talk about creating wealth, we need to move beyond this comfort zone. Next in line is the self-employed zone. Picture yourself as a freelancer or running your own small business. It's a step up from being an employee, but there's a catch. Your income is still tied to your efforts. It's like hustling hard, but the money stops flowing when you stop working. Now here's where it gets exciting. The business owner zone. This is the big leagues. It's about creating systems and letting your money work for you. It's not about working in your business, it's about working on your business. Now imagine using debt strategically to fund and grow that business. That's where the magic starts to happen. But wait, there's more. The investor zone is the pinnacle. This is where your money is making money while you're sipping a drink on a beach somewhere. It's the dream, right? Now, how does debt fit into this zone? Imagine using debt to acquire income-generating assets. It's like planting seeds that grow into money trees. Now let's tie this back to our main theme, how to use debt to create wealth. Robert Kiyosaki's advice. Picture this. You've moved from being an employee to a business owner, and you're leveraging debt strategically to fuel your business growth. The debt isn't a burden, it's an investment in your financial future. And guess what? That's the secret sauce to creating wealth, Kiyosaki style. So there you have it, Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. It's not just a theory, it's a roadmap to financial freedom. And speaking of financial freedom, that brings us back to our main focus, using debt wisely to create wealth. Now let's talk about investing in income-generating assets, the next topic from how to use debt to create wealth. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" so I know. Now you might be wondering, what exactly are these magical assets that can put money in your pocket? Well, think of them as your personal money-making machines. Imagine you have a little lemonade stand. You buy lemons, sugar, and cups. That's your investment. When people buy your lemonade, you make a profit. In the financial world, these lemonade stands are your income-generating assets. They could be things like rental properties, stocks, or businesses that bring in cash regularly. But the real question is, how do you use debt to make these lemonade stands even bigger and more profitable? Let's break it down. Say you want to buy a rental property. Instead of using all your savings, you can use debt to finance a part of it. It's like having a financial partner. Let's call them Deddy McDebtface. You and Deddy team up to buy the property, and when you start renting it out, the income covers the debt payments and puts extra cash in your pocket. Now let's talk about strategy. You wouldn't buy a lemonade stand in a ghost town, right? Similarly, you want to invest in assets that have the potential to generate a steady stream of income. Kiyosaki often says, "The rich buy assets, the poor only have expenses." So be the lemonade stand owner, not just the thirsty customer. Financing these investments through debt is like turbocharging your financial engine. But there are risks involved. Picture it this way. Just like you wouldn't open a lemonade stand in the middle of a snowstorm, you need to be mindful of market conditions. Economic downturns can impact your income, making it harder to cover the debt payments. Negotiating the terms of your debt is where the art of the deal comes in. Imagine you're haggling at a flea market for the best price on that vintage record player. You want favorable terms, low interest rates, flexible repayment schedules so that your lemonade stand stays profitable even when the market gets a bit frosty. And here's a quote to keep in your back pocket from the legendary Warren Buffett. Never depend on a single income. Make investment to create a second source. That's the secret sauce, having multiple streams of income from different assets. But hey, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Challenges might pop up like unexpected rain on your lemonade stand parade. Property values could drop, or your business might face tough times. That's when having a backup plan and being financially savvy come into play. So there you have it, investing in income-generating assets with a sprinkle of debt magic. It's like playing a strategic game where each move brings you closer to financial victory. All right, now let's dive into a financial lifesaver, emergency funds, and safety nets. Imagine these as your financial superhero capes, ready to swoop in when unexpected challenges arise. So, why does Robert Kiyosaki emphasize the importance of these safety measures in the grand scheme of using debt to create wealth? Let's break it down. You see, Kiyosaki believes that having a solid emergency fund is like having a shield that guards your financial castle. Life throws curveballs, right? Cars break down, roofs leak, and unexpected medical bills come knocking. Now, if you're armed with a well-prepared emergency fund, you can tackle these challenges without resorting to high-interest debt, keeping more money in your pocket over the long haul. Think of it this way, your emergency fund is your financial superhero sidekick, ready to jump into action when things get tough. But how big should this sidekick be? Kiyosaki suggests having at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses stashed away. This ensures that you're not caught off guard by the financial villains life may throw your way. Now let's bring in our video title, How to Use Debt to Create Wealth. Here's the twist. Your emergency fund is not just a safety measure. It's the launch pad for your debt-fueled wealth creation journey. Having a robust financial safety net allows you to be more aggressive in leveraging good debt because you know you've got a safety cushion. It's like having a safety net while performing acrobatics. You can take bolder leaps, knowing you're protected if things don't go as planned. The beauty of having a financial safety net is that it acts as a strategic ally, allowing you to use debt more strategically. When you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you can seize opportunities that others might miss. Picture it as having a secret weapon that allows you to play the financial game with confidence and calculated risks. So why not just skip the emergency fund and dive headfirst into debt? Well, that's like tightrope walking without a safety net. Sure, it might work for a while, but one wrong step and you could find yourself in a financial freefall. Kiyosaki's advice is clear. Build that safety net and watch how it transforms your debt strategies from risky maneuvers to well-thought-out financial acrobatics. Remember, it's not about avoiding debt entirely. It's about using debt as a strategic tool in your wealth-building arsenal. Your emergency fund and safety net are the unsung heroes that allow you to play the game of wealth creation with confidence and resilience. Now, let's talk about debt as a tool for education and skill acquisition, our next subject on how to use debt to create wealth. Imagine you're in a bookstore, looking at that thick, knowledge-packed book on entrepreneurship, or a course that promises to teach you the latest coding skills. You're excited about the possibilities, but there's a little hiccup: money. That's where the idea of using debt for education comes into play. You see, Robert Kiyosaki isn't just about making money. He's about making smart investments in yourself. It's like going to the gym to get fit. You invest time and effort because you know it'll pay off in the long run. Education debt is pretty much the same idea. Picture this: you take out a loan to enroll in a course that's like a treasure trove of skills that can open doors to better opportunities. It's an investment in your brain power. Kiyosaki often says, the more you learn, the more you earn. And education debt is like a ticket to that earnings concert. Now let's be real. Not everyone has the luxury of paying for education up front, and that's okay. Debt becomes a bridge. allowing you to cross over to a brighter, more knowledgeable future. It's not about drowning in loans. It's about smartly navigating the financial waters to secure your future. But hold up. Debt for education isn't a blank check for any and every course out there. Choose courses or programs that align with your goals and have a solid return on investment. It's like shopping for the right ingredients for your favorite dish. You want quality stuff that'll make the final product delicious. Now, you might wonder, are there alternatives to education debt? Absolutely. Kiyosaki advocates for exploring different paths to acquiring skills. It's like having multiple routes to your destination. You can take the scenic route of self-learning, attend workshops, or even find mentors. The key is to make sure you're continually adding tools to your skill set toolbox. Remember, education debt isn't a mountain to climb. It's a staircase to success. Take one step at a time, make informed choices, and soon enough, you'll find yourself standing tall on the platform of knowledge you've built. So, in a nutshell, debt for education is like planting seeds of wisdom that, with time, grow into trees of opportunities. It's not just about the dollars and cents. It's about the sense you gain, propelling you forward in your personal and professional journey. So, if that course or that book is calling your name, don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Debt, when used wisely, can be your ticket to a brighter, more knowledgeable tomorrow. All right, now we're venturing into the fascinating realm of the psychology of risk and reward, all in the context of using debt wisely to create wealth. It's like navigating a roller coaster, exhilarating with unexpected twists and turns. Imagine you're at a crossroads, deciding whether to take on a loan for a business venture. The fear of the unknown creeps in. Will it be a success, or will it hit a roadblock? This is where the psychology of risk and reward comes into play. As Kiyosaki often emphasizes, calculated risks are the stepping stones to financial success. Now, let me just sprinkle a bit of wisdom from Warren Buffett. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Simple, yet profound. Kiyosaki echoes this sentiment, urging us to understand the risks before diving in. It's not about blindly leaping, it's about making informed decisions. Think of it this way. You're standing at the edge of a pool. You've checked the water, you know how to swim, and you can see the other side. Taking that plunge becomes a lot less daunting when you've done your homework. Kiyosaki's approach to debt involves a similarly calculated plunge, understanding the waters before making the jump. Now let's talk about the biases that can cloud our financial judgment. Ever heard of the loss aversion bias? It's the tendency to fear losses more than we value gains. Applying this to debt, it might make us shy away from taking risks, even if the potential rewards far outweigh the risks. Kiyosaki challenges us to shift this mindset, viewing debt not just as a liability, but as a tool for wealth creation. Picture this. You're playing a game of poker, and you've got a strong hand. Do you fold out of fear, or do you play strategically to maximize your gains? Kiyosaki encourages the latter. In the world of personal finance, debt can be your ace if played wisely. Now let's circle back to our video title, How to Use Debt to Create Wealth, Robert Kiyosaki's Advice. See, it's not just a catchy phrase. It's a roadmap for those ready to embrace the psychology of risk and reward. It's about understanding that every financial move involves a level of risk. And by comprehending this psychology, we can make decisions that propel us toward wealth creation. As we wrap up this segment, remember, the psychology of risk and reward is the heartbeat of financial success. It's not just about numbers and figures, it's about understanding the human element in financial decisions. So, whether you're considering an investment, a business venture, or using debt to fuel your dreams, approach it with the wisdom of Kiyosaki and the mindset that risks, when understood, can lead to incredible rewards. Now let's move to the next topic from How Use Debt to Create Wealth, and that is strategic debt repayment. Picture this as your game plan to move those financial hurdles out of your way. So, you've got some debt. Maybe it's from a mortgage, student loans, or that credit card that just can't seem to take a break. But fear not, because we're going to talk about a method that doesn't involve squeezing every penny out of your wallet. First off, let's understand that not all debts are created equal. Some debts actually work in your favor. Let's call them smart debts. These are debts that, when managed wisely, can open doors to financial opportunities. Now, how do you deal with the not-so-smart debts, the ones that feel like a constant weight on your shoulders? We're not talking about cutting out all your little luxuries. We're talking about a game plan, a strategy. Imagine your debt as a dragon. It may seem massive and scary, but with the right approach, you can tame it. Step 1, assess your debts. Lay them out on the table like pieces of a puzzle. What are you dealing with? Credit card debt, car loans, maybe a personal loan. Now, let's prioritize. Think of it like deciding which bills to pay first. Some experts call it the snowball method. It's about focusing on the smallest debts first, paying them off one by one. It might not be the dragon's head, but it's a start. Another approach, the avalanche method, tackles the high-interest debts first. Think of it like climbing the mountain of debt from the steepest side. It's strategic and can save you money in the long run. But here's the twist. Remember those smart debts? What if you could leverage those to pay off the not-so-smart ones? It's like using a secret passage in the game of debt. Refinancing your mortgage or consolidating loans could be your secret weapon. Now, let's talk about the concept of good debt becoming no debt. It's not about cutting off all ties with debt, it's about transforming it. Imagine it's a chrysalis turning into a butterfly, a beautiful metamorphosis. That's the goal, turning your debts into assets. But hold on, there's a fine line between being strategic and being too aggressive. We're not advocating for a kamikaze approach to debt repayment. It's about finding the balance between financial discipline and living a life you enjoy. Think of it as a journey, not a sprint. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a debt-free life. Celebrate the small victories along the way. Paid off a credit card? Treat yourself to a little something. It's about maintaining your sanity while on the road to financial freedom. So paying off debt strategically is like playing a game of chess. Every move counts. It's about understanding your financial chessboard, making strategic moves, and ultimately declaring checkmate on your debts. Remember, it's not just about getting out of debt, it's about creating a financial landscape where you call the shots. So gear up strategies, and let's make that financial dragon bow down to your command. Now let's talk about building a financial education foundation, the next topic from how to use debt to create wealth. Now, you might be thinking, do I really need to study finance? Isn't that for the pros with suits and fancy degrees? Well, let me tell you, financial education is like having a secret weapon in your pocket, and you don't need a finance degree to wield it. So where do you start? Picture this as your personal treasure map to financial success. First on our map is the Books Island. Now, you don't need to be a bookworm, but there are some finance books out there that read like adventure stories. Take Rich Dad, Poor Dad by our guy Robert Kiyosaki, for example. It's not just a book. It's a roadmap to reshaping your financial mindset. Next up, let's set sail to the podcast peninsula. We live in a digital age, and there are treasure troves of financial wisdom hidden in podcasts. Plug into these conversations, where experts spill the beans on everything from budgeting hacks to navigating the stock market roller coaster. It's like having a financial advisor in your ear while you're doing the dishes, multitasking at its finest. Now, we can't ignore the online course oasis. Don't worry, this isn't about going back to school. Online courses offer bite-sized lessons on everything from budgeting basics to advanced investment strategies. Think of it as upgrading your financial skills from the comfort of your couch. Learning while in pajamas, that's a win-win. And let's not forget the YouTube world. You're here right now, and YouTube is a goldmine of financial knowledge. From understanding the stock market to decoding the language of real estate, there's a video for every financial curiosity. It's like having a front row seat to a financial education concert, and the best part, no ticket required. Now, some might say, but I don't have time for all this. Well, welcome to the micro-learning meadow. Break it down into bite-sized chunks. Spend just a few minutes a day absorbing financial tips and tricks. It's like planting seeds of knowledge that grow into a money-savvy garden over time. Small efforts, big rewards. And here's a little secret ingredient for our treasure map, the Finance Community Cove. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your financial aspirations. Join forums, attend meetups, or engage with online communities. It's like having a crew on your financial ship, navigating the seas of wealth creation together. So building your financial education foundation is like constructing a sturdy house. Books, podcasts, online courses, YouTube, micro-learning, and a supportive community, these are the bricks and mortar. As you lay each brick, you're fortifying your financial fortress against the storms of economic uncertainty. Remember, it's not about having all the answers right away. It's about setting sail on the journey of continuous learning. As they say, the more you learn, the more you earn. Now let's talk about navigating economic cycles with debt, our next topic from how to use debt to create wealth. Picture your finances as a sturdy ship sailing through different seas, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. Now, how can you use debt as your compass in these ever-changing economic waters? Imagine debt as a versatile tool in your financial toolkit, especially when the economic winds are blowing in unexpected directions. You might wonder, how can debt be a friend during economic uncertainty? Well, let's break it down. In times of economic downturns, some industries weather the storm better than others. Picture it like different ships. Some might struggle to stay afloat, while others smoothly sail through rough waters. Now, strategically using debt can be your life vest in this scenario. Consider this. When certain sectors face challenges, others might be thriving. It's like knowing which islands are lush and fruitful even when the mainland faces a drought. Debt can be your bridge to these thriving islands, helping you invest in sectors that remain resilient during tough times. Remember the saying, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket"? Well, that's the essence here. Diversifying your investments using debt can be your financial superpower. It's not about blindly taking on debt. It's about using it as a calculated tool to navigate economic ebbs and flows. Let's put it into perspective with an example. Imagine you have some savings, and there's an economic downturn. Instead of keeping all your money in one place, you strategically use a bit of debt to invest in a sector known for stability during tough times. It's like steering your ship towards calmer waters, while others are still battling the storm. Adaptability is key. Just like a skilled captain adjusts the sails when the wind changes, you too can adjust your financial strategy. Debt becomes your adjustable sail, allowing you to harness the winds of economic change to your advantage. But navigating with debt isn't without its challenges. It requires a keen eye, a steady hand, and a cautious approach. Think of it like sailing through a narrow channel. You need precision to avoid the rocks. Likewise, careful financial planning helps you navigate the economic channels, steering clear of financial hazards. So, it's not about avoiding debt altogether. It's about using it judiciously. Debt can be your ally, helping you explore new financial territories and seize opportunities during economic shifts. So embrace the waves, adjust your sails, and let debt be your trusted companion in the ever-changing sea of economic cycles. Remember, guys, in the world of personal finance, adaptability is the key to long-term success. Now let's talk about common pitfalls and how to avoid them, our next topic on how to create wealth. The potholes on the road to financial success. Think of it like a cautionary tale, but with a guide on how to sidestep the traps. Let's jump right in. First on the list, living beyond your means. Picture this, you've got a paycheck burning a hole in your pocket, and the temptation to splurge is strong. It's like going to an all-you-can-eat buffet with a bottomless stomach. The danger. Accumulating unnecessary debt that can haunt you later. Instead, think of your budget as a trusted friend. Treat it well, and it'll be there when you need it most. Next up, the credit card conundrum. Plastic money, it's convenient, it's everywhere, and it's a double-edged sword. Swiping that card without keeping tabs on your spending is like sailing a ship without a compass. The result? Drowning in high-interest debt. The remedy? Track your expenditures like a financial detective. Your wallet will thank you later. Now let's talk about ignoring the rainy day fund. Life is unpredictable, and emergencies are like uninvited guests, showing up at the worst possible time. Imagine your car breaking down on a stormy night without an umbrella. That's what happens when you ignore your rainy day fund. It's not about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared. Trust us, you'll appreciate that financial umbrella when the unexpected rain pours. Moving on to the fear of investing. Picture yourself standing on the sidelines of a game you desperately want to play, afraid to jump in. That's what happens when you let the fear of investing paralyze you. The truth is, not investing can be riskier than investing wisely. It's like having a treasure map, but never digging for the gold. Overcome that fear, do your research, and take that plunge into the world of smart investments. Now here's a classic, chasing trends without a plan. It's like following a crowd without knowing where they're headed. Trend chasing can lead you into risky territories, leaving your financial ship without a captain. Instead, be the captain of your own financial ship. Set clear goals, plot your course, and don't get swayed by every passing trend. Last, but not least, overlooking the fine print. Imagine signing a contract without reading the fine print. It's like going on an adventure without a map. Whether it's a loan agreement or an investment plan, overlooking the details can lead to unforeseen consequences. Take the time to read, understand, and ask questions. It's your financial GPS, use it wisely. Now, how do you avoid these pitfalls? Simple, be vigilant, be informed, and be disciplined. Treat your finances like a well-tended garden. Weed out the bad habits, nurture the good ones, and watch your financial flowers bloom. Well, there you have it, guys. A comprehensive guide on how to use debt to create wealth, following Robert Kiyosaki's advice. You can enjoy any audiobook for free by clicking on the link below the video. You can also find a list of suggested books and where to buy them below. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It is important to conduct thorough research and consult with financial professionals before making any investment decisions. The value of investments can fluctuate, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always assess your risk tolerance and investment goals before allocating your capital. I recommend you watch the next video in our series. Don't hesitate to share this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.